What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? I wanted to do something for the smarter side of YouTube, or at least to the people that wanted to, you know, speak about, smarter things, learn something, right? First off, let me pay my dues or my respects to Mr. Black Cuddy with the $5 drop earlier. Didn't get these until I had got offline. But shout out to Mr. Black Cuddy. He said, "For in the name of Jack Frost, who's next? Who's next?" Damn, what's good? DMW, Freddie's in the house. Just is in the house. DMW is in the house. Breaking news is in the house. All right, all right. Also, I would like to thank Bamboo Jacks. I'm starting to put the things together over here. Salute to you, man. He said, "For more room." I got room, y'all. More room. What's up, yo? How y'all doing? Now, I don't know if any of y'all have had the chance to break this video down, but we will. My damn nose is all stopped up, man. Break those chains that bind you. How y'all doing? We got 6 people in here chilling? All right, cool. Happy Friday night to y'all, man. Okay. Y'all with me? I mean, there's different ways of going about this. Like, we could do, different segments of it. We might just do it in like 2 parts. That's what we'll do.
Putin shot February 6, 2024 at about 7 p.m. in the building behind us, which is, of course, the Kremlin. The interview, as you will see if you watch it, is primarily about the war in progress, the war in Ukraine, how it started, what's happening, and most pressingly, how it might end. One note before you watch. At the beginning of the interview, we asked the most obvious question, which is, why did you do this? Did you feel a threat, an imminent physical threat? And that's your justification. And the answer we got shocked us. Putin went on for a very long time, probably half an hour, about the history of Russia going back to the 8th century. And honestly, we thought this was a filibustering technique and found it annoying and interrupted him several times. And he responded he was annoyed by the interruption. But we concluded in the end, for what it's worth, that it was not a filibustering technique. There was no time limit on the interview. We ended it after more than 2 hours. Instead, what you're about to see seemed to us sincere, whether you agree with it or not. Vladimir Putin believes that Russia has a historic claim to parts of Western Ukraine. So our opinion would be to view it in that light, as a sincere expression of what he thinks. And with that, here it is. Mr. President, thank you. On February 22nd, 2022, you addressed your country and a nation.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna jump. See, if you have found this channel and you have a soft ass, if you have found this channel and you don't like the way we do things over here, I kindly tell you to leave. Your comments aren't needed. Nothing is going to change the way I do anything over here. Just leave.
It's when the conflict in Ukraine started. And you said that you were acting because you had come to the conclusion that the United States, through NATO, might initiate a, quote, surprise attack on our country. And to American ears, that sounds paranoid. Tell us why you believe the United States might strike Russia out of the blue. How did you conclude that?
That's crazy.
It's not that America, the United States, was going to launch a surprise strike on Russia. I didn't say that. Are we having a talk show or a serious conversation?
Here's the quote. Thank you. It's a form
Tucker is something else, bro.
Because
That
your
was
basic
funny, dude.
education is in history, as
He
far
come
as I
across
understand.
sincere and mild-mannered.
Yes.
I thought so too.
So if you don't mind, I will take only 30 seconds or 1 minute to give you a short reference to history for giving you a little historical background.
Please.
Let's look where our relationship with Ukraine started from. Where did Ukraine come from? The Russian state started gathering itself as a centralized statehood, and it is considered to be the year of the establishment of the Russian state in 862, when the townspeople of Novgorod invited a Varangian prince, Rurik, from Scandinavia to reign.
I wonder. Hold on, pause.
In 1862, Russia
I
celebrated.
wonder, is it just the American people that think he's a bad person? Well, of course, Europe does too, right? But it makes you wonder, man. It makes you wonder, have we've been bamboozled the whole time? I mean, surely what it looks like to me. Damn it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look at that. Look at that. I'm getting it. What? What? Well, you know. It makes me wonder, though. Has, like, the American people been cut off from it? Like, do we know that he may not be that harmful at all? Like everything else, we the people are fed narratives. Yeah.
The 1000th anniversary of its statehood. And in Novgorod, there is a memorial dedicated to the 1000th anniversary of the country. In 882, Rurik's successor, Prince Oleg, who was actually playing the role of regent at Rurik's younger son, because Rurik had died by that time, came to Kiev.
Hold on. This
He
is a
ousted
bit
two
too long.
brothers who
I'm going to do what I did earlier. I'm going to break it down in parts like this. That because it is a bit too long and it is drawn out, man. What I'll do is right. The fuck? There we go. There we go. There we go.
It got off to a shaky start.
Tell us why you believe the United States might strike Russia.
I didn't say that. Are we having a talk show or a serious conversation?
And then it got dangerously boring as Putin offered a Russian history lesson.
If you don't mind, I will take only 30 seconds to give you a short.
Yeah, he does take a long time with that.
25 minutes later.
In 882, Rurik's successor, Prince Oleg.
You could just feel Tucker's mind starting to wander. Anyway, Putin harked back to being dissed by the US.
After 1991, when Russia expected that it would be welcomed into the brotherly family of civilized nations, nothing like this happened. You tricked us. I'm talking about the United States.
And he explained how then US President Clinton said,
Dude, this is way too long. Right here it was.
There are reports that Elon Musk has already had a chip implanted in the human brain in the USA. Musk has.
All right, here we go.
There are reports that Elon Musk has already had a chip implanted in the human brain in the USA.
What do you think of that?
He was trolling.
Well, I think there's no stopping Elon Musk. He will do as he sees fit. Nevertheless, you need to find some common ground with him. Search for ways to persuade him. I think he's a
We
smart
don't want to
person.
persuade
I truly
him.
believe he is. So you need to reach an agreement with him because this process needs to be formalized and subjected to certain rules.
So what does he mean? What does he mean? Hasn't it? What's Putin saying here? Subjected to what rules? Is he saying like because my communist is, because my country is a communist, that it should be subjected to what rules? Isn't the FDA all over it? Like I don't know what rules he thinks. Like that just shows the control they have, probably. You know what I mean? Like this shit don't work, man. Keep sliding out. I don't care how tight you get it around there. Shit don't work at all. Fuck a filter. I don't know how y'all are wrapping filters around your wraps, but that don't stick for me, man. It always slides out. Elon can't be bought. Hell no, he's the richest man in the world. Well, damn near. I know he's up there with that dude from Reebok. That dude from Reebok's got a lot of money too. But that just goes to show you like the state of like, I don't know, the amount of like control they may have over there. I'm not sure like how free they are.
One of our senior United States senators from the state of New York, Chuck Schumer, said yesterday, I believe, that we have to continue to fund the Ukrainian effort, or U.S. soldiers, citizens could wind up fighting there. How do you assess that?
Well, if somebody has the desire to send regular troops, that would certainly bring humanity to the brink of very serious global conflict. This is obvious. Do the United States need this? What for? Thousands of miles away from your national territory.
Yeah, what's
Do
Skynet?
you have anything better to
That
do?
Skynet shit's like the global, like what? It's supposed to be the leading. Holy moly, dude. It's not Skynet, is it? It's something else, right? Because Skynet's owned by the government. We got to save Sarah O'Connor now? Oh, you wild, bro.
You have issues on the border, issues with migration, issues with the national debt.
He's definitely getting the internet everywhere.
$33 trillion. You have nothing better to do, so you should fight in Ukraine? Wouldn't it be better to negotiate with Russia, make an agreement, already understanding the situation that is developing today, realizing that Russia will fight for its interests to the end?
So I just want to make sure.
That right there tells you. That right there tells you that he's not going to quit this war. This is land that Russia believes that they own. This is land that Russia believes that they're taking back. Hell, the people that live there want to be Russian. Am I right or wrong? Like Ukraine, man, I got to watch what I say up here. Yeah, I probably should have thought about this before going live, bro. This is a tricky situation here, dude. This fucking chair. This was a dumb topic, but we're here now.
Sure, I'm not misunderstanding what you're saying. I don't think that I am. I think you're saying you want a negotiated settlement to what's happening in Ukraine.
Right. And we made it. We prepared a huge document in Istanbul that was initially.
Remember, I asked that question. That he did ask the question, y'all. Remember when we asked yesterday, what would you ask Putin? I asked him, would you ask him who blew that dam up? Who blew that dam apart? What happened to that dam? Guess what? He told us.
Initialed by the head of the Ukrainian delegation. He affixed his signature to some of the provisions, not to all of it. He put his signature, and then he himself said, we were ready to sign it and the war would have been over long ago, 18 months ago. However, Prime Minister Johnson came, talked us out of it, and we missed that chance.
Who blew up Nord Stream?
You for sure.
I was busy that day. Nate, do you have I did not.
I mean, he said it.
Thank you, though.
You personally may have an alibi, but the CIA has no such alibi.
Do you have evidence that NATO or the CIA did it?
Don't need it.
You know, I won't get into details, but people always say in such cases,
What's up, Freddie?
look for someone who is interested. But in this case, we should not only look for someone who is interested, but also for someone who has capabilities.
I just got to ask you one last question.
Oh, that right. Yeah, so right there he's saying, do you know what could have, you know what it would have taken to blow that thing apart, right? Like you got to have like a submarine to go down as far as the dam was or some shit to plant the explosives. Like you got to have like, fuck the know-how. You don't have to know how to do it. You got to have the ability to do it. And that's where it comes in like, huh, like we didn't do that. You think we did that? We didn't do that. We didn't do that. We can't do that. Could he have been lying? Of course, it's Vladimir Putin.
Very famous in the United States, probably not here. Evan Gershkovich, who's the Wall Street Journal reporter.
Мы столько сделали жестов доброй воли, что, мне кажется, мы исчерпали все линии.
We have done so many gestures of goodwill out of decency that I think we have run out of them.
Ни разу не ответил.
Yeah.
Но
We have never seen
And the
anyone
Baltic, I do
reciprocate to us
believe.
in a similar manner.
Right.
что мы
However, in theory, we can say that we do not rule out that we can do that.
исключаем того, что мы можем
They
if
want
our
the
partners
Baltic
take
too, right?
reciprocal steps.
встречном движении со стороны нашей.
Yeah. They're
I do not
controlling that
rule out that the
Baltic too,
person you
man.
refer to, Mr. Gershkovitz, may
They're
return
all
to
over
his
that
motherland.
Baltic.
By the end of the day, it does not make any sense to keep him in prison in Russia. We want
Yeah.
the U.S. Special Services
You're
to think
talking
about
right there
how
in
they
there.
can contribute to achieving the goals our special services are pursuing. We are
They
ready
want
to
that
talk.
Baltic Sea's what they
Moreover,
want.
the talks are underway, and there have been many successful examples of these talks crowned with success. Probably this is going to be crowned with success as well.
You know the
But
craziest
we
thing
have
about
to
this
come
is?
to
You know the funniest thing about this is right here? The whole world went crazy because he went over here and did this. And I don't think it did any damage at all. I think it was a straightforward. Tucker did a really good job at like keeping the peace and, you know, talking to him the right with no gotcha questions, none of that shit. I think that the media, it showed us, bro. Like they went crazy. Look at Tucker in there, sitting there in that beautiful big ass wherever they are. That place is huge. Look how gigantic that place is. It's beautiful. Salute Wookie. Salute everybody that joined up, man. I don't think it did that much harm. I really don't. And that was weird seeing Putin sit there and just chill because we've heard so much about this man. It's like a mystery. No wonder why Donald Trump is so fucking, get this over with in 24 hours. No wonder why. All we have to do is remove our money from it. And down goes Ukraine. See ya. They don't even want all of Ukraine. Well, they might as well take it now, but they just want a spot in Ukraine that the people that live there want to be Russian. What the fuck? Yeah, but the people that are living in the spot where they're attacking, the place they want, the people that live and breathe there they act like they're Russians. And then here we are funding a war where people want to be Russian. This shit just don't make any fucking sense to me anymore, man. Since being in front of this camera and learning a lot of things and all this and that, I've learned, man, I've been lied to a lot in my life. We've all been lied to enormously. Russian Jews? Who's Russian Jew? Ukrainians? The people that are in that area? Dude, Russia, if you want to call that a war, go ahead and call it a war. But if you don't notice, there's people dying by the thousands over there on the Gaza Strip. How many? Raise your hand if you've cared about this Ukrainian war since it started. Most people can't fucking point to Ukraine on the map, man. Most people can't even point to it on the map. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So he said the CIA blew up the Nord Stream, right? The CIA. I mean, you would have to have the capabilities of doing it. I know, not you, Cuddy. I know, bro. Like Putin looks like, how long has he been in power? Dude, I don't even want to tell you all about Skynet. I don't even want to tell you. They've already got it going on in the U.S., man. is a program by the U.S. National Security that performs machine learning analysis on communication data to extract information about possible terror suspects. You think they're just going to stop that from terror suspects? You think they're just going to quit with terror suspects? What happens when they start using that information? The tool is used to identify targets. Nah, they can use it to identify anybody. It ain't just targets. The fuck? How long has Putin been in office? Since 2012, yo. Wasn't he voted back in as well? He was born in 1952, so he's 2 years older than my mama. He was a KGB member. I heard them bad. I heard those are bad motherfuckers, bro. Ain't that like their secret service? Yeah. That's their secret service. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. I would like to see Russia, bro. It's like one of the it's probably pretty nice, especially when you get off in them hills. I heard they got work camps, man, for like the women. When they send them off, you don't ever see them again. They don't get visits. They don't get anything. You don't even know where your people went. That's sad, dude. Yeah, Putin is KGB. Yeah, he said he was a former officer. Are they still communist, right? It's the Communist Party of the Russian Federation. Oh, they stopped being communist in 1991. The Soviet hammer and the sickle flag lowered for the last time over the Kremlin. So they have a president now. So they're not communist. Huh. CIA counterpart. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what it said. Exactly that. So they're not even. So they're. I wonder why. Hold on, man. Why is it that there's so much tension between Russia and America always, and they're not even a communist country? They're free to their people. They just have stricter laws and shit. They have a president. America's just messy. It seems like American politics are just messy. Like, what the fuck? America's worst enemy is the KGB. I don't know, man. I've heard shit about them Chinese dudes. I was watching a video because I got to thinking the other night when, we get on these talks that we have, and I was watching this video because I got to searching, like, is our technology, I wanted to know, like, is our technology as up to par as these third world countries like China, Russia, people with big technology, right? And the word is, yeah. It is very up to par. The only problem is we don't do the testings and things they do. Like they'll launch a sun, but they'll have a big gathering for it, right? They'll tell everybody we're launching our nuclear sun into the sky, guys, and they'll cheer and cheer and cheer. Us, we'll be over in some other fucking country launching it, or we'll be in our own country hidden somewhere. It's like we don't show it like these other countries do. But yeah, they were saying that our technology is pretty fucking out of this world. Like force field, like clear force field technology. Wouldn't that be insane? We start going to war and people start launching clear, transparent force fields. We're not far from it, man. You see these drone strikes come, man, in the sky when they were filming them. If you go on X, man, you'll see all this shit. It's fucking amazing. But the Israelis are launching these drone strikes, dude. You can't even see the plane, bro. It's in and out so quick. Yeah, it's gone, dog. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck, bro? And then they've got all these planes flying in the sky, like fake planes, and they're just doing recon work, and they're just scanning the area. And it's like, holy moly, man. Holy moly. It showed the Israelis on X when they flying over Gaza and they get on a target. That target locks in, and that motherfucking missile hits damn near 90% of the time, man. That thing is locked in. It's like, holy moly, bro. I mean, it's scary because in order to do that to America, you're going to have to come with a nice naval fleet, correct? You're going to have a nice naval fleet. You're going to have to be able to get those planes off of something to get to America with that. I mean, a one-way trip. It's just like the whole problem with America is we all own guns, and if they land here and try to take this place over, we will fight them before we fight us. That's what they're worried about. If we didn't have weapons, they probably would have already took our land. Who thinks that? If we didn't have weapons, do you think we would still have land? Hold on. Look at this crazy shit. Oh, damn it. Get back over here. Click it. Shit.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president, and I put this country back on its feet.
People have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment.
They-
That is your judgment.
All right, let's bring
He got
in
mad.
Riley. Were you surprised that the President of the United States took this opportunity, and what do you think he made of it?
He had to do it. So let me make a couple of quick points. I'm
He
glad
had to, didn't he? He had to, didn't he?
Thing is, yeah, they
This
should have
fool
done it.
can't even stand trial. How's he taking care of our country? Here, Mr. Biden, we need to pass this law. Here, take your signature. Here, Mr. Biden, we need to pass this. Where's your signature? Here, Mr. Biden, can you stamp this? Can we have your signature? Hey, Mr. Biden, can we have your signature? I guarantee that's all that's been going on since he's been in office. I guarantee it.
Trump
He's a
shouldn't have done
fucking
it.
puppet up there.
But does
He's a
it really
shell of
matter
a
to the
man,
country?
bro.
No. So I'm glad Biden's
He
not
looks
gonna
like
be
a
charged.
shell.
And the happiest guy in the country tonight is Donald Trump. He's the
Yeah.
happiest guy. His poll numbers will rocket now
Yep.
because people believe what they want to believe, Cuomo. But this is so damning.
It took the country off its
This
feet.
report
Yeah.
is so
He put it
damning.
back
I don't
on
think
its
I've ever
feet. Yeah,
seen a
okay.
report as damning to a sitting president. And I'm writing a book on all the presidents. 345 pages. The book basically says he broke the law.
What's poppin', Super Coach?
No doubt he did. He knew he was breaking the law, but we're not going to charge him because he's a doddering guy who's probably got dementia.
Come on.
That's the report.
man.
Now, if you're the Republican Party, how many commercials are you going to get out of that? It's devastating. So he had to go out, but he didn't look relaxed.
He looked
And,
mad.
you know, he's on the defensive, of course.
He looked mad, man.
But I believe, you may not believe her, but I believe her when her says he couldn't remember when he was vice president, and he couldn't remember within months when his son Bo died. I believe her. I don't think her would make that
His
up.
fucking son?
Now, that being said, the Justice Department and
Okay.
the champion CYA people. You remember that Village People song, CYA?
That's not the song, but continue.
No, it's my it's YMCA, you goofy ass.
So you saw with Comey and Hillary Clinton, who obviously took classified information, put it on a personal server. Obviously. And Comey goes, yeah, she did it. But she didn't mean to. She didn't mean any harm. So we're not going to charge. It's the same thing. So yeah, Biden did it, knew he did it, but he's too old. And okay.
I don't know how much teeth this has, except as you say, for people who want to believe what they want to believe already, which is, you know, that's part of the problem here, right? My read on the report is we're not charging him because we don't believe we can make the case that there was a crime committed. And
that's not what the report says.
Absolutely. Hold on. It is absolutely what the report says. Is we don't believe there should be criminal charges, and we don't think there should be criminal charges, even though the DOJ says you can't charge a sitting president.
But you're
That's
leaving
not
out
why we're saying it.
You're leaving out the key element.
What?
Which
This
is
journalism.
Which is?
They don't believe a jury would convict because a jury would be sympathetic to an old man who can't remember anything. That's why they're not bringing the charges.
Oh.
That is,
not that they can't prove it.
That is
they can prove it.
That is a.
You hear that right there? That's the key shit right there. It's not that they can't prove it. They got this guy dead to rights, bro. Look at his fucking son. They got this guy dead to rights, man. All day. They could convict him of anything they wanted to. The Department of Justice could come slamming down on his bitch ass, and they could convict him of anything they want to. That's the problem here, man. And then you got Trump over here says, oh, I don't believe the election. And he gets hammered. Get the fuck out of here. You should not be able to do any of this to the president at all, even former presidents to a degree, I think. So cut that bullshit out. Let's get back to politics.
Secondary part of the explanation of why they don't believe a crime was committed.
It's in headlines here with me.
Of
I
course,
got
it's
it
in the
right here.
headlines
Look,
because that's the
let's
political
advance the
gotcha.
story.
Hold on. Hold on.
No,
The
they
bad
can
news
prove
for
it.
Biden
I'm
is
with
they
him
had
on that one, man. Man, courts beyond courts beyond courts could prove fucking Joe Biden wrong for everything he's done. I mean, in the court of public opinion, everyone would say, hey, Biden's probably cooked already. He's done. We could put him in jail right now. But can they get a jury to believe it? That's crazy. And he's our sitting president. So why don't they just remove him and put in Kamala Harris? Not saying that I want that, but isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? It makes me feel like all the bills have passed, all the things, the money that's been given away, everything that's been done hasn't been done under the right watchful eye of a real true leader. That's how I feel. He's a shell of a guy, bro. He looks like he's dead up there, bro. His eyes have the death look. First of all, they're sunk into his face. I mean, he doesn't. They probably practice what to say to this.
A political appointee do a report where he says, I'm not going to bring the case, right? Because he'd lose the case. And I don't believe
But he
there was
wouldn't lose a case on the merits.
He would lose,
No.
the,
He'd
case on
lose
the
the
merits.
case because the
You
jury
gotta
wouldn't
show
convict.
the intent. It's an intent.
You look at Cuomo with your bitch ass.
Not
You
absolute
hear
liability
Cuomo,
in this.
oh, they wouldn't be able to do it because you got to show intent. Bullshit. They wouldn't be able to convict him because the jury wouldn't do it. Give that jury 20 years from now, they might. These kids nowadays don't give a fuck about us older people. They don't. So give it about 20 years, they'd fry Biden. He is, right? Dead man walk? He is. And he's up there making big decisions. Big decisions. For me and you. For even Jack Frost. He gets a check.
Context. And the bad news for the bad news for the president is he says we don't believe there was intent to commit a crime because we're not sure the president of the United States can form intent because we don't know that he has
That's
the mental
bullshit.
acuity around the events. And that is damning.
Her concluded that Joe Biden willfully retained the classified material. It doesn't get any more clear than that. But let's advance the story for News Nation viewers, okay?
Biden is
So
done
I was
ski.
probably the first national commentator to say that Joe Biden will not be on the November ballot.
Yes.
And I did raise the scenario
He's not going
of
to be on that
LBJ
ballot. I don't
bailing
think so.
out in
Why
1968.
would you
almost
put him on that ballot for
impossible
another 4
Biden
years? He can't
to
make it
run
to
in
another
November
year.
because
He's going to
the
be
poll
lucky to make it
numbers,
fucking.
as I said, Trump is the happiest guy in the country tonight. The poll numbers among people who don't have a real agenda, you know, they're going to say, I'm not voting for this guy. They might not vote for Trump. They might vote for nobody, okay? But they're not going to vote for Biden. Because if you did that, you would be voting for someone who is mentally impaired. I went through it with my mother. I saw it.
It's sad.
Which is why I can get on television and radio
sad.
and say with certainty.
I've seen it in my grandma.
That Joe Biden is in the beginning
I've seen it in my grandma, man. It's sad.
Of dementia.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to
I don't believe what Cuomo was saying there, man. Fuck him. Fuck Cuomo. That's our president, ladies and gentlemen. That's our president. Do y'all think he's going to be on the ballot? Do you think he's going to be on the ballot to become president again? I love watching him get grilled.
Something the special counsel said
Look at
in
him.
his report is that one of the
Look
reasons
at the way he looks up. Look at the way he looks up like, huh? Don't he? He kind of like just fucking death right
you were
there.
not something the special counsel
Look.
said. Something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need.
Your grandpa had it too? Shout out to grandpa, man. My grandma lived with it for about 5 years. About 4 or 5 years. She remembers certain things. Like, she remembered me. She remembered my kids, but she didn't remember any of the other grandkids or grandkids, any of them. She didn't remember any of her other kids but my mom. It's a sad thing, man. I love watching the TikTok videos and shit of people that have people in their families that have dementia and Alzheimer's and things, and they have fun with them and shit like that. I think that's one of the greatest things you can do. Instead of, giving it a bad look, they give it kind of a good look, I think. And I think it's beautiful. Like, I follow quite a bit of people on YouTube that do it.
Need his recommendation. It's totally out of.
I think it's cute.
And can you
They'd
continue
be
as
like
president?
getting mad
My
and
memory
shit at
is
each
so
other.
bad, I
It's
let you
fucking
speak.
funny.
That's
That's a big lane on YouTube now.
Mr. President. My memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president.
Okay, take a look at what I've done since I become president.
And can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak.
What?
That's
What? My memory is so bad, I let you speak. Oh my God, bro. This is our president, G. It's our president, bro.
I just made a video for you.
Okay.
It's a 10-minute video.
Mr. President. My memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got
You
passed.
thought I was my grandma? Oh, that's fucking great.
I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Mr. President.
Voters have concerns about your age. How are you going to assuage them? And do you fear that this report is only going to?
They're drilling him.
Oh,
Some of you.
cheers.
Mr. President, criminal liability today.
I think he was drinking a beer over there.
Responsibility for at least being careless with classified material.
I take responsibility for not having seen exactly what my staff was doing. It goes in and points out.
Oh, you're
Things that
going
appeared in my
to
garage,
put it
things
on
that came out of
somebody
my
else,
home,
Biden?
Things that were moved not by me, but my staff.
You know what, Biden?
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about
Look
your
at
age,
him, dude.
you
He's
would
dead
respond with the
almost,
words, "Watch
man.
me."
Bless his heart. Bless his heart. But he's locked up people. He's put a lot of people behind bars. He's killed a lot of people. His pullout for Afghanistan was a shit show of a pullout of war. You left billions of dollars of fucking vehicles and equipment over there for them people just to torture their people. It's like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
Yes, it is. Did you just not hear every question that was asked to you, Mr. Biden? He said that is not the judgment of the press. Every single question that has come to his head from the press has been about his judgment. And he just said, no, that's your judgment, not the press. No, have you not been watching, Mr. Biden?
On with the words
A Jack
watching.
Frost moment.
Many Americans have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
They express concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you told me that you believe there are many other Democrats
Ask some real
who could
questions,
defeat
media.
Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your answer
Because
to
I'm the
that
most
question?
qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm the most qualified.
Why are you confusing the names of world leaders?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. I did not share classified information.
Joe Biden has faced a barrage of relentless questioning by reporters over his mental state and ability to run the country. Mind you, this is Sky News from Australia. This is what Australia's people are running. Wow. This is what Australian people are seeing. Now you get it? Now you get it?
I get it, Dad.
Shut up. This motherfucker here, this is what every other country is seeing. Look, I mean, we look stupid.
My bad.
We do. We look dumb up here, bro. We look stupid as fuck. Our country looks dumb to every other country in the world, bro. Every other country. What's up, Shada?
What's the word? What's the word? We got this.
Stupid from our president of the United States, just looking like a shell.
Listen, you heard everything he said. You know he don't know what the hell going on. Look at what I've done to this country.
Yeah.
Even Hey, what up, Jess?
Yo, soon they gonna say that
same countries we're looking at.
You're paying me to photographer. You're for personal photographer.
Yeah, I missed that. Come again? Damn, look at that.
They're gonna say that you're paying me to spy on Frost with my camera.
That's a good one. That's a good one, bro.
Let him go ahead. All right, shit. You want on payroll? Let's go.
Let's do it.
We need quality shots, son.
Are you outside of a jail?
Nah, I'm in Queensbridge.
Oh, that look like a jail. That look like the one on Second
Avenue. Nah, that's a hotel right there. That's some bullshit right there.
Oh.
Right, do you see though? This is what other countries are seeing, bro. This is what they're running as news. That don't look like fake news to me, does it? Like they're reporting Biden like do you see our reporters reporting like this? Cuomo just tried to save him. Well, they didn't run it because they couldn't convict him. Nah, bullshit. They could convict him, it's just we couldn't get a jury to do it.
That's what I'm saying. You see, Cuomo, he's still a Democratic shield, so he's so horrible. He gonna run all this spin. Yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah, all that's disgusting. But yeah, look, they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I think almost. If he thinks he's done good for our country, if Biden actually thinks he's done good, he's been bamboozled.
Listen, man, he don't even know what plan he on. I done good. He don't give a damn.
I agree.
We know he ain't, like you said, he just rubber stamping. Put it in front of him, sign it, sir. Sign it, sir.
Yeah, here, sign this. We need this, Mr. President. You'll do the country great by this. Oh, look at the country. It's becoming great. You think he watches fucking news? You think he cares about what's really going on? He just wants his fucking insurance and his diaper changed.
He got all that good China money, so he don't give a damn.
Yeah. They should have already locked up fucking his son. He should already be in jail. Okay, if we can't hold Biden to go to jail, we could surely hold his fucking son, right? Can we put Hunter Biden behind bars now? That's how I feel about it.
The whole family belong behind bars, if you ask me. But hey,
I'm not. I'm not really as far. I'm not deeply involved enough to know what all he's done, but I know it's been some horrible things.
Listen, his whole family. Every time he get a position or get on some Senate board or Senate seat, his people come up. It's all dirty money.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the back, he's supposed to be a public servant. That dude's supposed to be making as a senator. 270,000 as a senior senator. As a president, 400,000.
Yeah, he's a $1 billion now. He's a billionaire.
Nah, he's worth like 12 million or so. See, Biden's a dumb political criminal, but he's been in the game so long, and he just figured he was in the game so long that he would get away with it, and then becoming president, he'd be able to wash it away. But the thing about Biden is Biden has always been like the lowest in everything, in school, in the Senate, you know what I'm saying? So he's not a smart criminal.
Yo, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of something that my uncle used to always say when he would be driving when I was a little kid, or sometimes I would be in the backseat because I was a kid, you know. But he always said, he was like, "Yo, bro," he was a police officer, and he always said this. He said that people that seniors that have a driver's license that drive around, that once you get to a certain age, and once you get to a certain place in your life, like once you get to a certain age, you should fucking have to take another driver's lesson. There's no reason why. Like you should take another driver's lesson to see if you could pass. There's people out here that don't even know how to fucking drive properly, and they out here driving. So, and they're majority of them, they be old. They don't be remembering shit. So you should be able to get tested again to see if you can pass that test. That same thing should be applying to fucking Biden. You should be getting put through certain.
Oh, I don't think he should be a president right now. No. That's what I'm saying. If we're not able to hold him,
like as time goes on, like certain things got to change. Like with the formats of how things go about and the systems with certain things, they can't say.
Yeah, we can change it. I'm down for changing the age and all that shit for this shit. Yes.
Fuck.
Senator terms, I'm down for changing that. Like how long they can be in office. Let's get with that. Let's have age instead of age limits. Let's have an age you can't get to. Let's say you can't be over 70. You know?
Yeah, all that.
Yeah. There's a lot of things we could change, you know, but that's little things, man.
Hey, AD, remember how like in movies they be having like movies with war, and then like sometimes the president has to get in the war and fight. This motherfucker, come on.
Oh, he's not fighting, bro.
Gearing up and putting on a helmet and going out there and fighting for us.
Presidents haven't fought in wars in a long time.
You talking about ancient goddamn ancient?
I'm dragging
it.
Yeah. Hypothetically.
Yeah, I know. You're
right, though.
But you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, though, if there's any critical decisions, we know he is not making them. And that's the thing. Okay, everybody's always said that the president has been a puppet, and we really knew that. Now, we watched how they treated 45, right?
Yep.
And that kind of showed that he really, you know what I'm saying, didn't have what it took, but he was a fighter for the people. Now, with this dude, we watched him decline from the time he ran, got in the office to now. And so we know for sure now, like it's very, very good knowledge that we've been run by puppets.
Yeah, do you think he's going to run?
Probably not. He got too much dirt and baggage.
Yeah, I think he's ran his course on the American people. But
most definitely.
Who else could they get right now? I mean, the only person I'm seeing that they could possibly run would be Gavin Newsom or like a Kamala or Obama. I mean, it has to be somebody like that. But even like what Tim Cash is saying right now is like they're shunning JFK. Like they're not even wanting JFK to run Democrat. And it's like
he's not. He's running independent. He's not running Democrat. No, they've been for somehow. That's why he had to go that way because they shut down the whole primary process. See,
wow.
The Democrats were supposed because he's doing a poor job, right? They were supposed to be able to have other candidates, whoever, primary him, but they cut all that out. They said we're not allowing it. The DNC said that, so they cut that out of their whole process.
Okay.
So now what they're gonna end up having to do because the dirt on Biden is so much, and his approval ratings are so low.
The Democrats have filed an FEC complaint to block RFK Jr.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. They're trying to block him with FEC complaints and shit. Holy.
They're doing all kind of dirty pool. That's how they play. That's how they play.
This is what starts a one government rebellion right here. When you have one party that's just outright treating the people horribly, bro, and using the system to do it is horrible, bro. That's so bad because you can't win against the system that's fighting you because they're using the system. It's fucked up, man. Oh, that's fucked up. Let's hear what this guy. Let's hear what he's got to say about this.
Yeah.
Because he just started. Tim Pool did, and he's got that news on it. Wow, bro. What the fucking. Wow, bro. Amazing.
The internet. I'm part of the walkaway movement of people who have walked away from the left.
He's going to hit it right here. That's crazy.
Democrats have filed an FEC complaint against RFK Jr., claiming he is improperly coordinating with this super PAC so that he can get on the ballot in a bunch of states.
What?
RFK Jr. is having a hard time of it. They sealed him out. They booted him from the Democratic primary, basically shutting the primaries down so he can't get in. And now he's having a very, very difficult time to get on the ballot. There's a rumor that some in the Libertarian Party want him to run on the Libertarian ticket so he can boost their poll numbers, though many in the Libertarian Party are like, nah, we wouldn't vote for this guy. He's not a Libertarian. It's interesting that Democrats are resorting to this because at the same time, the sheer panic that is unfolding right now over the DOJ decision that Joe Biden is not competent to stand trial. And I know, being a little hyperbolic here. They basically said, he's an old man with bad memory and no one's going to believe that he's like, what do they call it? Like mentally willful or something like that. He is not a person who commands his own will anymore. And now you've got Rachel Maddow saying, well, he's totally fine. He rides a bike. It's great. Joe Biden himself is saying, I'm totally fine. My memory is great. And what I love about this is they are.
So the FEC complaint is learn how to file a complaint regarding what is an FEC complaint? Any person may file a complaint with the commission if that person believes a violation of the federal election campaign laws or FEC regulation has occurred or is about to occur. The commission reviews every single complaint filed. Wow. See what I mean? They're using the system against the system. That's not good. That's not good. I thought AI was supposed to be doing that. We're humans.
Begging the DOJ, please criminally charge Joe Biden. It's almost like they want to get him out. And now, following this, Michelle Obama's, what do we call it? Vegas odds, we'll call it, skyrocketed as people think, look, if you're going to come out right and say we would criminally charge him if it weren't for his shattered mind, you're basically saying he's a criminal and his brain don't work. So
there you go.
Obviously he wants to be president, but here we are.
He's a criminal and his brain never worked.
Hey, Sick, thanks for that room earlier, bro. You see, I'm starting to put some things together, Sick. I'm starting to wrap my head around some things. But it's all good, G. I appreciate you, pimp. I do appreciate you, my guy.
A bunch of other big news for Joe Rogan's back all over the internet. I think that's big cultural news. We'll get to that. Go to Cast. Before we do, go to castbrew.com to buy the best cup of coffee you've ever had. Everybody's favorite Appalachian Nights is in stock. Ground
server in her home. Completely consolidate power. Uniparty that is, because not only is it is
RFK Jr. is polling in the double digits and polling mostly from Democrats. And Joe Biden's the only candidate they got at this point.
This is like this is an example of why centralized authority really struggles and why decentralized authority is where it's at.
Appreciate you, Sick.
Country's thrived for as long as it has with statehood at the center, because they're trying so hard. This party seems to be trying so hard to control things with the social media censorship, what they're doing with Twitter, and God knows what other corporations, the way that they're trying to sue him and stop that guy and file a lawsuit against them and make sure all these people go to jail. It's like,
see, that's exactly what I was just saying. They're using the system against the system. It's like, hold on. It's like sending the police officer to go arrest someone, and then you arrest that person for arresting that person. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's like, hold on, man. You're using the system on the system, and that's a dirty, dirty game. Dirty game.
Floundering.
People don't really actually think of how much this administration has done that's just downright illegal. The Biden administration has been slapped down by the Supreme Court at least 2 times with 2 different cases. They have absolutely abdicated their responsibility at the border. It is clear that there is significant corruption in the Biden family.
Yeah.
There's just been no prosecution because the Democrats don't get prosecuted. Now, this is the second time someone that's running for president has been, the DOJ has decided to not prosecute them because of reasons.
Yeah, that's
which
what it
really
is.
everyone knows they're Democrats, so it's different. It's the
either
hierarchy
that
thing,
sick-
not the hypocrisy thing. Obviously, the DOJ goes after Donald Trump because not only is he a Republican, but he's outside of the bureaucracy and outside of the establishment Republican that might actually be able to change things. We have a uniparty that is trying to consolidate power now. People like Bill Kristol, who is has been a neocon war hawk forever. He's been wrong about literally everything. Listen, go back and look at all the stuff that he wrote about the Iraq war. Wrong. Bill Kristol, for some reason, has failed up, and people still listen to him in Washington, D.C. He's now a Democrat. He was a Republican all his life. He's now a Democrat. And there's
shelling over?
Just example after example after example of establishment Republicans that have gone to the Democrats or that sound like the Democrats because there is a uniparty trying to consolidate power.
But just think about how absurd it is right now that Donald Trump is being criminally charged over classified documents, and Joe Biden was just ruled not competent to be charged over classified documents.
It's two
facts, man. How, bro? How? We cannot we can't allow this. We cannot allow this. You cannot use the system to judge the system. Yes, I'm too old. I don't remember. Well, the president got away with it. Ain't there case law on it? The president, the Department of Justice said that they couldn't rule him. They couldn't even take him to court because they don't think that they would find him credible. So why doesn't that work for me now? Right? Well, if you can't charge the president because you think he's a little too old, that goes for every person here in his age group. For every case in America. Get busy, senior citizens. Go out there and get your action. Go get paid.
2 Democrats have not been charged. 2 candidates for presidency have not been charged for classified documents. Hillary Clinton had a server in her home, completely and totally violated a ton of laws. And then Joe Biden had stuff stuck in his garage
and his office,
and his office, in the garage that his kid, who is likely corrupted by China, who's been or Ukraine or any number of the governments that have been siphoning money to the Biden family, was staying at the house that all those classified documents were in during the entire time that COVID.
YouTube, all thoughts and things are coming from you, from Tim Pool, Tim Cass IRL on YouTube. These are only thoughts and opinions, not reflective of Aggressive Defiance TV or anyone in my chat. But we're going to watch it.
But I'm not worried about a Chinese Communist Party member showing up to the Biden's house and going in his garage.
No.
I'm more worried about Hunter Biden in the garage and he calls his dealer and his dealer shows up and then he's just like,
got any rolling papers? And he's like, yeah, there's some in these boxes.
I need some papers for my car because my cat pissed. And he's like, just grab these. And then he throws them in the back to soak it up and then drives off. And then some guy finds it and he's like, yo.
If we had a legitimate government with a legitimate Justice Department, the entire Democrat Party would go to jail or at least be brought up on charges and there'd be investigation.
Here's a question.
The Republicans
the documents they found in Trump's home were in a locked cabinet. And what had happened was the feds came first. I think it was the feds came in and they were like, hey, if you're going to have these documents, you got to lock them up. And he's like, you got it. Locked them up. Came back later and they were like, hey, we got a warrant. We're going to open this and see what you got in here. Biden's documents were unsecure and sitting in a garage, which means however many they found, I think there's a strong possibility that many more or more were lost.
Yeah.
It's possible for Trump as well. But I think something important people should consider.
Why would you keep
in a locked place? The feds had requested
in your garage from a presidency, bro. You're a president, G. What ones have you lost? We don't have this system that we call our system. I don't feel like it's a system. What's popping, G? On the New York City train?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's fire.
So we got a little bit of signal. So the signal going.
New York.
That's a fact. I had to make I had to give me a little content.
Hey, it's all good, bro. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Come on over here.
Oh yeah.
Your thoughts and opinions are definitely thought provoking.
Yeah, I just be trying, man. I just keep my thinking cap on. That's all.
I think me and you are about on the same page politically, though.
Man, I'm in the middle, really, but I just know that what these dudes is doing, and especially in this city, it ain't it. It ain't been it.
Yeah,
and I'm aware of that.
New York too, so I see what you guys are dealing with.
Man, we going through it, but
outside fucking perspective too.
They still voting. They still voting the way they voting, so it's going to continue to be the same way.
I would like to see if New York possibly flips this year. They said that it could be one of those states that New York City is the only thing that keeps it from being red.
That's it.
Yeah,
but I think that could. It's a possibility. Anything is possible. We'll see.
They said as soon as you leave New York City, bro, it's red as shit everywhere, especially up north.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anywhere outside of the big cities.
Yeah.
This goddamn hellhole.
That tells you where the fuck. That tells you what's going on, man. A whole lot of bribery and fucking conning.
All
Joe Biden was sitting in his garage. Let's say Joe Biden had 100 classified documents, and over the several couple of years,
he lost them.
Picked up, moved around, and the only thing the feds found were 13 or whatever.
Yeah, it's the double standard that's really the crux of the issue. That justice only goes one way.
I hope they do
I
see
think
him.
anybody at this point with eyes can tell that Democrats were living in the early stages of an attempted communist revolution. They want a one-party state. They want two-tier justice. They want a merger of big government with big corporation. And it's exactly like you said, Phil, the uniparty. We have one party of communists who call themselves Democrats.
Okay, so what they've done, DMW, is they've even told they filed an FEC complaint on Robert Kennedy, bro.
Yeah.
Like
they're using every opportunity or trick they can, whether it's true or not. It's a way to logjam them. That's all they're doing.
Here's my question to you in the chat. If they're so heavy on blocking people from becoming president, who are they planning to run? Like, what's their fucking plan? That's what worries me.
If you notice and look at, we gotta look at nationally. What do they run on? They run on the dislike of another person as opposed to policy. That's why I tell people you gotta look at policies over personality, because they sold everybody on the idea that, I hate to go back to it, but this man who was loved around the country, #1 TV show, 14 years in a row. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? And they sold people that, and they still do it. That's what I'm saying. Everything that they sell us is a narrative.
Yeah, it is. True, sad but true, man.
Yeah. So that's why my thing is about gaining information, not taking everything for what it is, but you got to dig in through the information and piece it together for yourself. Just don't take somebody
type thing.
Not even, but I'm saying if you watch CNN, you gotta watch, you know what I'm saying, Fox. And if you watch Tim Pool, then you gotta watch like Destiny. You gotta get both sides to hear and find out where the real information is. It's always not, you know what I'm saying? It's in the middle.
I get me a good dose of Destiny in every day. Smart dude.
Like,
man.
I don't watch him because he's disgusting, but you know what I'm saying?
He is disgusting, but he's a smart dude, bro. I give him that. And you know what I like about him? He will only talk facts. He won't talk no imparallels. Like, if you bust him out on shit, you're right.
But he doesn't. But my thing is that when I watched him debate, he doesn't know a lot, but he talks like, you know what I mean? He speaks.
It's too factual. He's too factual.
No, he's not. He doesn't know enough. He doesn't know. To me, he doesn't know enough to speak on topics.
What I think he likes to do is he likes to break it into fact, right? That way you can't talk about it any longer, and that seals off like the debate to me. If you're going to debate, you need to leave, open-ended instead of trying to close it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
That's what I meant, like by fact and shit.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
He's a smart dude, man. He does that shit for a living. That's what I mean. I just listen to certain things. You know what I mean?
I get it. People, like I said, you know, people attracted what they're attracted to, right? So
yeah, it's kind of like how I do religion too, man. I take different things, you know, and just apply them to myself, and it works.
you gotta find your way. That's it. That's the journey.
And don't get wrapped up. Like, granted, it is what I would still call communism as well. But don't get wrapped up. It's not gonna, like, when you look at it, it's not gonna look like the Soviet Union. It's not gonna look like China. It's gonna look like the United States, because that's the way that communism works. If you look at the Maoist Cultural Revolution in China, Mao himself said that communism in China was not going to look like communism in the Soviet Union. It was communism with Chinese characteristics, and that's the way that a socialist revolution will happen. In the United States, it's not going to be a peasant revolution like it was in China. The peasant revolution happened and they took over. But in other parts of the world, there have been revolutions where the urban people rise up because they're the factory workers and they're the people that are oppressed. So how the communist revolution goes depends on where it is. So don't get wrapped up in it doesn't look like any communist revolution that I've seen or whatever, because it's the ideology that matters.
It doesn't need to, and they control everything.
You know, part of me is like, you know, I hate to see that happen in the United States, but also part of me is kind of like, man, it would be a laugh riot sitting on the beach in El Salvador watching videos about how all these lefty commies are being gulagged by their own vote.
Well, I think what would happen is they say that the revolution will not be televised. There's that's a phrase.
Mouse died right in the middle of me.
But I think it's an economic digital revolution of economic. Like they're trying to centralize the banks so that they can turn off your central bank digital currency. So instead of going to a gulag, you're just not going to have any money, or you're only going to be able to buy the things that they allow your money to buy.
No.
That's a terrifying.
They're not going to lock you in a
gulag. Shout out to Darkwing or DMW for pulling up, man. I didn't mean to mute you. My fucking mouse died right over top of it. But dude,
they're going to make it so that the only way you can earn money is by breaking rocks.
By doing the gulag, doing what's needed. Yeah.
They're going to say the only job available to you now is in the quarry, and they're going to send you down there, and you're going to be breaking rocks because you chose to.
Whoa. If it was the kind of world where you could be like, well, I built this machine to break all these rocks, now pay me. And they're like, no, we're going to take your machine. That's when it's gone a little too far.
No.
I think the whole thing's
when they send you to break the rocks, Ian.
Well, they send you to go work for money. I mean, it's still kind of similar.
The only way you can make money is breaking rocks, shit has gone way too far. It was gunfight time long before that. Like you don't do that kind of stuff. You don't allow your system to get to a place where you are the only thing you can do to produce an economic positive outcome for your life is.
Well, we got to clarify that. I mean, the forced government labor.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, if you're
talking about gulags.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're in this context, we're saying quite literally, if they get buses, load people up and ship them off to internment camps.
What was that?
Yeah, we're not going to force you to go break rocks. It's just if you want food, that's the only way to do it. So good luck, figure it out.
No, but you can break rocks.
Is not how it goes, my man. That is not.
That's not what they want to do. They don't want to overtly be like, we are your slave master. They want you to have to feel like you have to do the slave work.
Right. So this is the point of central bank digital currencies. There won't be gulags.
That's how they're going to do it.
No one's going to show up to your house. No one's going to crack a whip. None of that. They're just going to be like, "Hey, you violated the rules, so we've suspended your account." And then it's going to be like, your account is currently in a limited state. It's like, what does that mean? Well, here are the things that are available to you in order to earn revenue, and it's going to be things.
Whoa! It sounds to me like a social credit score almost, right? It sounds to me like a social credit score. Like if you walk into a store, let's say me and DMW and Dog Soldier and Black Cuddy walk into a store, right? No, let's say we walk in and we go eat dinner. We're going to eat dinner somewhere and we sit down to eat. My steak for my meal, let's say me and Black Cuddy's steak for our meal may cost $35. But Dog Soldier and DMW, their clout is a little bit more up. They're popping, right? So their steak costs them $22. So the more clout you have because you spend more, the less the product goes down and the more the other person has to spend. It's something like that. It's like a social credit score. Like what you can go get on your credit will be matched to what your social score is. You feel what I'm saying? Like if I'm going to go get mattresses from my bed and I need that on a credit, right? I'm only going to be able to get so much on a credit, which obtains to my social credit score. Amazing.
Things like sewage cleanup and stuff like
or
that.
it'll be like pay money, like it'll be like digital bail. If you can get someone to give you money to pay back your fine, then you'll get access to your crap again.
You bring this, you bring up a great point.
I'm
Ian.
giving these people ideas, man.
You bring it. No, well, you're not giving my. I promise you're not giving me ideas. The point that I'm making here is that kind of thing is typical outside of like Western society, like in the U.S. and in Europe and stuff. In Western Europe, it is not a surprise to have like to deal with the police and the police behave in the way that they are supposed to. But as you get further east in Europe, that kind of stuff becomes less and less reliable because corruption is normal there. If you're the guy that has the gun and has the ability to say, no, you can't go through this checkpoint that me and my homie just set up randomly, you know, you have to pay us to get through. Our old drummer, Jason Costa, was on a tour with his old band one time in Eastern Europe. I don't remember exactly where it was, but he's on a bus and they get pulled over and just dudes with AKs roll up on the bus and they're like, hey, how much money did you have before we got here? And they took all their money, like all the merch money and stuff. So
let's jump to the story. This one's too good. Bill Clinton's former strategist says he woke up every 2 hours crying and wet the bed after Biden's classified documents debacle.
That's hilarious.
This is terrible for Democrats.
What?
Shout out to him. He's admitting his stress and he was being tongue in cheek. He said, hey, I slept like a baby. I woke up every 2 hours and wet the bed. Because what's going on with this report so this is about Joe Biden not being criminally charged. And the reason being he's a bumbling old dotard. And so they're telling this country, your president is not only
that in the chat, man. What do you think about that? I mean, because ultimately, look, here's the thing. I'm going to file charges on you. Like I'm the Department of Justice. We can file charges, right? We can file charges. Let me kick back with y'all, man. Let me kick back with y'all. And the President of the United States has done things horribly wrong to you. Classified documents were leaked. He lost some. Well, he had some and he's supposed to have. Whatever. They found him in a garage and shit. And you're supposed to be charged for this. But the DOJ says, even though we can find him guilty, we're not going to go charging because we don't believe that we can be able to find a jury that's going to find him guilty. Doesn't that take precedence for every other case in America now? Like, is someone too old now? How old is Biden? $81 years old. I didn't know he was that old, man. All right, so anybody 80 and above now gets off their charges. Because now, publicly, you've said Biden can't stand trial for it. What makes you think I can? I'm 82. I'm 81 too. 81 2 TO.
A criminal, but he's also incompetent. I don't see how Joe Biden could his polls in favorability could improve after something like this. I mean, you know, sure, certainly something's possible, but now we're seeing the betting odds for Michelle Obama skyrocket.
Something that gets said every 4 years. Michelle Obama is going to run. 4 years from now, they'll say Michelle Obama is going to run.
Well, they're not saying she's going to run. It's the betting odds, meaning like people are putting their money down. That's it.
I think
I wouldn't bet on
Where do you bet on the president?
But I'm just so glad that we find this really was the first.
Where the hell do you bet on the president at?
We've gotten from any sort of official person about his mental state. I mean, since 2020 or 2019, we've seen the gaslighting of America, of us being told, oh, it's just a stutter. Don't believe your lying eyes. And the thing is, we've all had family members and relatives that we've unfortunately had to deal with who have had dementia or Alzheimer's. So we can spot it in 2 seconds with him. And we've just been told to not believe it for so long. So finally it's being acknowledged, I guess.
Remember when, like, what was it where people said he pooped his pants?
He did.
It was like it was
a lot of time.
Well, no, people say that about him all the time. I'm not saying
no.
It's
It's a specific moment where
I don't know.
he was supposed to have some kind of meeting, but he was late and then showed up wearing different clothes. And everyone's like, "Yo,
oh god!"
But honestly, the poop the pants thing, he probably peed himself.
I mean,
that seems way more likely.
Don't know
like
where he's at.
Come on, like hold on. Like, let's be real. With all due respect,
he held Hillary Clinton.
He's probably wearing diapers.
I mean, 80 years old. Yeah. He's probably wearing. It's likely, you know. So
that's kind of wild. Like, what? At some point in your life, you just can't hold it anymore. It just comes out. Is that?
I don't think that it's everybody, but it's like as you get older, like you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
It depends.
Yeah,
it's not even the number. It ain't the years, it's the mileage. Like, I love old people. Shout out to old people. However,
Trump's old.
Yeah,
he's great.
How old's Trump?
Someone told me that joke from what's his name? Is it Jeff Dye? I don't know.
What'd you say, dog? I thought president is only set through a court decision. Yeah, I think that's the Department of Justice, right? The DOJ is the courts. Oh, you're right. You're right. I know what you mean now. I know what you mean. As far as like precedents, it has to be ruled on. I was just shooting it out there. I didn't know. Like, because like, what about the people that aren't ruling on it? Because they know it's like, that's not fair to everybody in the world, bro. How come the fucking president of the United States can get off on it? You know, I don't know. That seems like kind of shady as fuck, man. I think it's shady, bro, especially the shit he's gotten away with, man. Him and his son have gotten away with so much. And then for them to say, well, we could find him guilty, but we're not even going to try him. That's so odd. I think that's so dirty. What's that say for us?
Yeah, he said something like, I can't say I'm a Trump supporter just because I voted for him twice and think he's really cool. That was a good one. Yeah, I think he's really cool. But here's what Rachel Maddow said from the Post Millennial. Rachel Maddow says, Biden is definitely mentally fit for office. He rides a bike.
He fell down on his bike. What are you talking about?
Is that recent?
Did she broke a hip practically?
Yeah.
She did not really say that, did she?
Oh, Post Millennial.
He fell off the bike.
On Thursday's MSNBC, Rachel Maddow suggested the president isn't too old to be the leader of the free world because he rides a bike. The assertion came in defense of the president after Biden 81, multiple gaffes. We get it. Dude, did you see that he called Mexico, the Mexican president El Sisi?
Yeah.
He's had like 5. I got to be honest. There's an exponential decline when people's brains are failing. And the build, like as the proteins fail and the problems are building up, they build up faster and faster, and it's a cascade failure to the point where they die.
Really,
like, old people will die, and it's like 1 month you're noticing problems, 2 weeks later the problems are getting serious.
Yep.
Within 2 more weeks, it's just rapid.
That's very.
He's had
true,
so
guys.
many gaffes in this past
That's
week.
Very true.
I'm like, oh, the engine's sputtering right now. It's like
it's very
he's
true
2 years
on
past
some things that when you get older, for some reason they accelerate much quicker. Like I don't even want to talk about it, man. We all know what's popping, Kevin Jones. Thanks for pulling up, bro.
Yeah, he is. And the fact that so it's clear to anybody that will look and take a sober, honest view.
I think the Tucker Carlson interview, though, in a nutshell, wasn't that good. It was much less than we thought, you know. Well, I thought. I don't want to speak for anybody else. But we said that kind of, didn't we? We said that it probably won't be a big bombshell thing. I mean, he answered some questions. Do we think it's true? That's for everybody to decipher on their own. He did say the CIA is what blew up the dam.
in the Democrat Party that are serious people that are actually saying, look, we've got a problem, etc. There are pundits that are saying the same thing. The biggest problem that we have now is the people that are going to swear up and down that he's fine. The people that are going to push back and say, no, he doesn't have any problems. The people that are going to fight if you try to actually use the 25th Amendment. This should be unanimous. He is in control of the most advanced, not the largest,
so
but the
can
most
we
advanced
stop
nuclear arsenal and the largest military, most powerful military in human history. He has.
Okay, so are we able to stop a president from going on the bill? As Americans, can we say, I guess we can't, can we? If the Democrat Party wants him on the bill, he has to go on, right? Help me out here. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. But how do you say no, we don't want him, besides just not voting on him? Because
has
they
the
ran
ability to wipe small countries off the earth on a whim. If he were to say, hey, we need to send the Marines in,
you guys.
They go in. Like
Biden hasn't
having
even
a person that is not capable of making
Think about that
decisions
one.
in that position is not good for the world or for the country.
We can go back a couple of years, and this is when Joe Biden accidentally called, what was it? He called Syria Libya.
Yeah.
And so he was giving a speech, and I'm like, could you guys imagine what would happen if he was giving orders and he's sitting in the Situation Room? This is why I think it's fair to say that he's not all with it. Some people think he's completely not running the show. I don't think that's completely true, but mostly and likely because imagine you're sitting there. Someone delivers a report to Biden and he's like, what do we got in here? Flips open the page and it's like, we're seeing a large amassing of weapons being delivered into Syria and Iraq by Iranian forces. And he's like, okay. A couple minutes later, some talk. And he's like, here's what we're going to do. I want a couple, can we get an airstrike in Libya? And they're like, what? I said, you heard what I said, but Mr. President, no buts to me. I want it done. No, but you said, no, just do it. Bomb Libya. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we bombed Libya, I guess.
That was my fear 2 years ago. And now I think everyone around him's like, he's not well. Anything he says, they're like, okay, we gotta fix this.
Oh, it's so bad.
I think
the Mitterrand thing.
I think he's just
the guy died in 1996.
Telling him what to
he's
do,
like
what
his
to sign,
his memory is like
and
erasing, and he's moving back in
people
time.
around him. I guess
That's why I really don't think
I
he's
guess
the
we
one calling the
should.
shots. I mean, after last night, I'm not so sure, but this whole time I've been very.
You said, let me see. Yes, it does, but it also exists in historical context. Ah, okay. Okay. So it already had to have happened. Okay. Got you. But can you the Democrats haven't even ran a fucking campaign yet in 2024. And November is the damn election. Like, we don't even know who they're running. They just said Biden. Biden's going to do it because we haven't even campaigned. We haven't even campaigned or nothing. But it's just going to be whoever.
Very resolute that he will 100% be on the ballot again and be running this time because they found their perfect puppet. It's Weekend at Bernie's. They're just carrying this corpse around. And that's why, I mean, I lost a lot of faith in this country after 2020 for many reasons, that people were so fine putting a demented corpse in the White House.
But I've not seen Weekend at Bernie's since I was like a little kid, but like, don't people eventually discover it's a corpse?
Will they?
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a long
Hopefully
time.
we're getting to that point.
It's revealed at the end. It's hilarious. I don't remember.
It's a great movie.
1989. Let's
mean,
see.
Again, I feel like I got to reiterate. Like,
Yep. They eventually have to expose, revealing that Bernie is dead.
Maybe we're getting to that point. Please.
What if we seriously get to the point where they just come out and they're like, every video you have seen of Joe Biden in the past 8 months have just been edits we've made. We've just edited old footage of him together because he's not been here for some time. Thank you and have a nice day.
They'll cut to the side and just show the hand up there going like this.
What if they do that right before Trump wins, just so they can?
What do you mean by that? Democrats want to catch a strike for going against Trump in an election. What do you mean a strike? Like, do they think they can win with Biden? They certainly can't. I don't think they can win with Biden.
Throw the country to disarray.
I wouldn't believe
They'll
it. Like,
probably
I don't
get
know.
the rights,
Only Joe Biden's capable of that many gaffes per minute in a speech.
Yeah, even
Like, he's a
AI can't
master.
match it.
No,
It makes him look smarter.
It would be
Fakes make him look
I
smarter.
hate
I
this
feel you,
word
Dawson.
gaffes because
Being
I
there, I
feel
got
like
what
a
you're saying.
gaffe is when the truth accidentally comes out. It's not a gaffe; it's
No,
mental incapacity.
No. A gaffe isn't the truth. Like
Well,
you
it does
could
set some
misspeak
kind of precedent
because, like,
whether
every so
it's
often someone has a brain fart or something, and
good
you
or
gaffed,
not, I guess.
or you give the wrong number. You know what I mean?
I think with Biden, we're seeing his true mental state.
Right. I agree with you. We shouldn't call it a gaffe. A gaffe is like, whoopsie, I said the
okay.
wrong. What did I say? I said Germany. I meant France. I'm
So
sorry.
who would you
Because that happens
send?
to people.
Yeah.
So who would you send up there to lose, man? Like Trump? I mean, if they're not, fuck, they got nobody to win. They got nobody, and now they're trying to block Robert Kennedy from winning or going up there. Why would you block Robert Kennedy, bro?
It happens to me all the time on the show. But
because he's not
Joe
running
Biden's brain
Democrat?
is failing, and so this is not a gaffe. This is like the accelerators to the floor, and that's
Because
the
he's
most you're
not
getting out
running
of it.
Democrat.
So that's something different. That's like a performance issue.
Yeah, like I said last night, it's like career-ending statements that he's made. Any other like competent politician would be out. Like, remember what's his name, the BR guy. After that, that's all
Howard
he did,
Dean.
and he was done. Howard Dean. That's
BR
right.
guy.
That's all he
All it
did,
took.
and he's gone.
That's all it took. We have traversed a great distance in this nation from the point at which a guy could say Yahoo or Yeehaw or whatever, and it would disqualify him from office, to the point where a guy could think he met with a bunch of dead people. But I have to be completely honest, guys. Have we stopped to consider the fact
Maybe he
that
did.
maybe he did? The veil has become so thin that perhaps Joe Biden has seen through it.
I think he
And
is.
Mitterrand was standing right there, and he said, Joe, come, give me your hand. And he's like, what are you talking about? He said, just come on.
The Mitterrand thing's like that was from the 90s. Like his brain is back is like back where it was in the 90s. I mean, you hear like women that are demented will like be remembering. They'll think they're seeing their wife again. That's been dead for 20 years or whatever.
No, it's because the veil. He's so close to it now. It's before him, and Mitterrand is standing right there saying, come, Joe, join us. And he's like, I got work to do, man.
The veil of like the spirit world?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's about to cross over. You know what I mean? He's starting to see the spirits everywhere. We can't see him because we're all far away.
Let's hope.
It would be funny if like Joe actually started conversing with spirits and was like, I met with Mitterrand, and then he actually starts green state.
Would you want this man to be in this position?
They have the 25th Amendment him. They have to do it.
I mean,
there's like
Man, I wouldn't
this
let
Biden thing with his fractured mind is the conversations among
real
Democrats.
bad.
Like we already mentioned, the guy saying I woke up every 2 hours and wet the bed.
Yeah, I wouldn't let Biden do a lot, man. I think what we're seeing is a dude that probably goes into work every day, probably sits at a desk. Let's be honest, and he probably signs paperwork or he stamps paperwork as to whatever they want him to do, and then we just gotta hope that he has a good enough team around him where he's doing the right decisions. Because he's obviously not making any decisions, guys. I mean, could you see this guy really working after he does like a press conference or something? Like, what is he going off and doing besides getting a nap? Like resting, Joe. Rest, Joe. To be honest, man, I hate to be down upon anybody. You know, he's a president. He's done a lot of bad, though. He's done a seriously amount of bad. And we can't just because he's a president think that we, he should get off. He's done bad by the people, man.
This thing's really bad. They have to initiate a 25th Amendment incapacitation removal. And
well, they can take you out.
I don't think Kamala Harris is of sound mind, but she has one, and she can stand up on her own.
Kamala Harris?
Yeah, she's got. I think she is of sound mind, if we're going to use that definition, but not. I don't necessarily agree with the way she thinks. Yeah, or the things she says.
She's of sound mind, like Forrest Gump was. You know what I mean?
Like her IQ is where it is, but her mind
Room
is not
temperature.
demented.
Vice President Predictive Text and President Roomba. I mean, if you watch Joe Biden after he gets done at the podium.
Kamala Harris. That's who takes over, right? If he's
like walking around, he's like a Roomba, and Kamala Harris sounds like she's a predictive text.
In this video, he's talking about President Sisi. He's talking about the Egyptian president, and he calls.
I don't even got to work tonight, and I'm fucking tired, y'all. Third shift is a weird shift, man. It's a weird.
So messed up in a wartime situation
Yup.
to refer to a neighboring country as the wrong.
You know what?
country.
You know, what if what happened with Afghanistan was he goes in the Situation Room and they're like, "What are your orders, Mr. President?" He's like, "We gotta abandon NORAD," and they're like, "We're talking about Afghanistan, right?" And he's like, "Air base." And they're
Get
like,
them all out.
Okay, I guess we
leave
do
the
nothing
weapons.
then. And then Bagram gets abandoned. Like what?
Get 'em
What
all
if
out.
the
Leave
reason
the
Afghanistan went so poorly is because Biden was giving
What's
wrong
up,
words?
Yeah, there's a person that I follow, and
We on another train? Oh,
Yeah,
I see it moving.
Nah, I'm hitting the bridge.
That's dope.
Try to get y'all a little content for you out.
Oh, bro.
Little shot of the big city.
That is nice.
But this,
You're what bridge are you going over?
the Manhattan Bridge. You about to get
Where?
a shot of the Brooklyn Bridge. You see it?
Where are you going from Manhattan to where?
To Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Okay.
Yeah. The whole trip is from Queens to Brooklyn.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
You can go in between.
You can see the Brooklyn Bridge. You see it, man? You see it?
Not. Yeah, kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a glare.
Yeah, it got a glare.
That's dope, bro. New York
Yeah, that's the everyday commute, son.
Good for you, G.
Yeah, it's a pretty city, but it's a pretty city, but it's a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got your unsavory types by the millions. Forget about the thousands. It's
How
a million assholes in the
Does
city.
the train run 24/7?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. All the time.
Right on.
It runs slower overnight, but
Oh, it's like less stops and
it's
shit
all
like
the time.
Got you.
Nah, it just runs slower, like, you know what I mean? Like every half an hour it might come through.
Okay. Got you.
Certain lines. Yeah.
That's how our bus system is here. Yeah.
All right, so I'm about to go back under. Catch you in a few.
Off anyway, man.
You already know, son. You already know.
All right, y'all. I'm about to log off anyway. I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for pulling up. It was a nice little chit chat. Like I said, I think the Tucker Carlson thing, man, was kind of blew way out of proportion. But the media was scared of something. Like he scared the shit out of the media. I'll give him that. Them boys was worried. I got you, Just. I'll send it to you. Hey, man, y'all have a beautiful evening, man. Maybe somebody will come on and give us some content. Dog, we're waiting on you, big dog. Look, give us some content, G.
I gon' come with safety. The only time I'm safe is when I'm dangerous. Posted in the 30 with this 30, trying to leave with brainless. We still in the jets, exactly where them boys say we ain't hanging. Put cheese on my head, I come collect that shit. You think I'm playing? Trouble hop out, bustin' at it, brother. Miss you know I'm hitting. We got O's and Bo's in here, and we got wood cook in the kitchen. If I say go get them, they go get them. Young boy fingers itching, fingers squeezing on the trigger. They heard all them glitches. Money man, I run it up. If I fall off, I'm poking shit. Told that bitch quit asking questions. I hate all that notice shit. We send shots the whole year round, no ring around the road and shit. My little bro, he makes it vanish. He with hocus pocus shit. Chopper bust, they hit the ground. It's too many sticks around. We known to get greasy, pussy. Don't you have your bitch around? Switch up on this bitch. I catch him deep, get a whole click around. Put us in the midst of shit that we ain't do. We spinning now. Bitch keep trying to tell me slide. Think she trying to set the pick. But the hoes been tripping, texting my bitch on that mess shit. Left a bro out there with